Hello everybody. It's been a while. My voice is probably not recognizable. But something has sparked my interest recently, and it's from a rant video of someone I follow on this platform, YouTube, and they go by the name of LRNoah. And it's apparent to me that their Diama video and why they think that Dragon Ball Diama is bad, I had some problems with it. And so I have the first claim we'll be looking into today is his claim that the only reason people watch Diama is because it's Dragon Ball content. I believe that this is, wrong, because, even without Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super to go off of, that, with a bit of background information on these characters that, people wouldn't know without Dragon Ball, it would still be a great anime. Truly, Daima hasn't actually done anything wrong yet. I think that all the battle scenes are, phenomenal. I think that the humor is great. And I'm sure that, Noah's claim was that, oh, well, nobody would like this. It's just Dragon Ball, so that's why people watched it. I partially disagree with that, but of course Dragon Ball fans are going to watch new Dragon Ball content. That's how movies and shows work. For example, if I wanted to say that people only watch Dragon Ball Super because it's Dragon Ball content, I would be right. This is because, fans of a series like Dragon Ball want to watch more of that content and see the story continue. It's the same reason why Harry Potter fans keep reading the books after the first one, and why, Star Wars fans watch the movies and shows after the first movie, because you want to keep up with the story. You're not just gonna go and just stop after the first one. If you like a show, you're gonna keep watching it. You want to explore more of the world. And in Daima's case, you want to see what happened, more in depth of what happened after the Majin Buu saga. You want to see what happened. So, to me, not only is the claim of people only watch Daima because it's Dragon Ball content flawed, in my opinion, but, it's, in a way, kind of idiotic. The second claim we'll be looking into today is that LRNoah doesn't like the idea of gods in Dragon Ball Super. We'll say Dragon Ball Super. The Dragon Ball gods aren't real, because it's fiction. And, he talks about, oh, well, it's fiction, and then he tries to combat it, but, it's not, to push aside any religion. It's not to make mockery of any religion. It's just storytelling. It's just, kind of taking into its own, mythology. Because, Dragon Ball was based off of mythology, so if you're in a fictional world, then why not? It's not to say, oh, believe what we say in Dragon Ball Super, because, you watch the series, so you're gonna take in what we say as truth. That's not what's happening here. So, while Dragon Ball has kind of, passed by the idea of martial arts, it is still about fighting. And if Goku and Vegeta has to go fight gods of destruction or whatever, then fine. That just means we get more intense battles and fights. And to me, the idea of gods in this show, anime, manga, this entire, story, to me, they're just, they're merely just to put into perspective the power that these beings possess. You know, it's just to show how strong these people truly are. So no, there isn't a King Kai, there isn't a Beerus, there's no Grand Kai, there's no Supreme Kai. You know, it's because this is storytelling, and it's to show the kind of power and rule that they possess in the story. The third thing we'll be looking at today from LRNoah's video is that he doesn't like how Goku fights deities ever since Dragon Ball Super. And he also doesn't like how Goku fights because he likes fighting. He thinks that, oh, Goku only fought when he had to. And this, to me, is just severely flawed. I mean, the idea that Goku doesn't enjoy fighting? He's always enjoyed fighting, ever since he was just like 11 years old. Hell, even before that. Sure, while there have been cases where Goku has to fight to defeat people to the point where he is no longer showing enjoyment, his passion for fighting still remains through and through. And we even see this multiple times. One of the times we see this is when Goku enters the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, or I guess the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, if you only watched the anime dubbed. But he still enters after he beat the crap out of Demon King Piccolo. So, like, even though he had to kill Demon King Piccolo for killing Krillin, he still wanted to keep fighting because, not only does he want to win and finally become the World Martial Arts Champion, he just likes fighting, And some people say, oh, well, that's because of Kami Sennin or Master Roshi. It's like, oh, well, his master told him to, so, he's gonna do that. Sure, maybe for the first one and the second one. But I feel like that motivation wouldn't be there as much after he had to kill Demon King Piccolo for, the death of Krillin. That wouldn't be there like the motivation was there for the 21st and 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. And like the 25th Tenkaichi Budokai, even after Goku sacrificed himself to save the Earth from Cell blowing himself up, he still agreed to, attend and compete in that 25th Tenkaichi Budokai, And, this isn't even in the script anymore, but, he still competed in the other world tournaments, and granted for that one, he kind of had to enter because, King Kai wanted to brag about him, and, show him off. He is still entered happily because, some say, oh, he just likes training. He doesn't like to fight. He doesn't just fight for a reason. He just trains because he likes to train. He likes to get stronger. Yeah, but he still would like to fight. He still enters in these tournaments because he enjoys fighting. He enjoys showing that power off to others and getting something from it. Even if it's just the title of I'm the world champ, or I'm the other world champ. He still entered in these tournaments because he likes fighting. And also, the end of Dragon Ball Z, like those last 2 episodes, or the last episode, I don't quite remember, but how, that's the end of the Dragon Ball story as a whole. If you didn't know that, well, now you do. But, in that Tenkaichi Budokai, we see Goku entering that one as well. If that doesn't show that he likes fighting, that he likes showing off his power, that he likes, training and then getting to fight other people to see how much they've progressed too, then I don't know what you're taking. Alright. But that just screams to me that Goku loves fighting. So now we're gonna move on to a couple of subpoints. I think I have like 3 or 4. Yeah, I have 4, but I don't know if I'll go to that 4th one. But the first one is that Noah thinks that Goku defeated Frieza because Frieza killed off the Saiyans. I'm fairly sure that, Goku went to Namek, not after Frieza, but to protect Krillin, Gohan, and Bulma, to, help them collect the Namekian Dragon Balls, to revive the ones that Nappa and Vegeta killed. I don't think that his main incentive was to go there and kill Frieza, and definitely not to avenge the Saiyans, because I remember Noah says in this video that, after Goku only just recently learned that Goku was a Saiyan, he still went to Namek to beat Frieza up. Yeah, I don't think that's what happened. I'm pretty sure, like what I just explained, he went there to go protect his friends and to help them collect the Dragon Balls. Pretty sure only when he got there to protect them against the Ginyu Force and then Frieza, that, then his incentive was to help fight them, and of course still collect the Dragon Balls. But yeah. Our second subpoint we'll be looking at is that LRNoah claims that Diama's bad because they gave the idea that Goku wasn't really involved in raising his own children, which I kind of agree with, and hear me out. So, we know that this takes place after the events of the Majin Buu saga, and this would mean that, Goku's only really known Goten for a little while, since, they only met at the 25th Tenkaichi Budokai, and only for a little bit during that tournament. Sure, when fighting Majin Buu, he got to, be around him more, but after that, there's only that period between, after, Goku, killed off Kid Buu, to Trunks' 9th birthday party where Goku gets to interact with Goten. And, that still doesn't make up for all that time beforehand. So, yeah, he wasn't really involved in raising Goten at all. And for Gohan, sure, he was there more for Gohan than Goten. It was still just mainly Chi-Chi. It wasn't really Goku. And, while Goku, might have spent some time with Gohan, it was just Chi-Chi actually raising Gohan. Because training doesn't count as raising. Spending time with your kid does kind of count as raising for a little bit. But Chi-Chi was really, pursuing Gohan's passion of becoming a scholar, and Chi-Chi was really helping him out with that, which Goku didn't really do. We even see sometime where Goku wants to leave that parent conference involving Gohan and the school that he will go to. So yeah, Daima isn't really wrong, it's just that people misinterpret what Goku said in Daima, and they take that as face value instead of looking at what he actually meant, or what he actually meant. So for the subpoint 3, this one's kind of just, me, being a nerd and correcting what he said, but, if I remember correctly, he said that the androids, came back, to go get Goku. The androids came back from the future, which only happened with Cell, but he said androids. And, this didn't happen. So the androids didn't come back from the future. They were already there. they were just after Goku. They didn't come back to go get Goku. They were just already there. And that was maybe just a misinterpretation, and, you know, might have just not remembered what actually happened. But that's why it's a subpoint, you know. Skipping over subpoint number 4, we go to another direct quote, actually, from LRNoah's Diama rant video. And starting quotes. What did they do to Goku? You got Goku taking shits now? You got Goku being a kid now? You got Ponzi as a child? Question mark? End quote. I apologize for the S word in there. Hopefully it'll get censored in post. But yeah, back to the argument. What do you mean, what did they do to Goku? They made him a child. Literally what they did in GT, but you love that show a bunch. And them being kids doesn't make it a kid show, by the way. Well, literally, it is a kid show, but by the categorization that he makes it to be, it is not a show for kids. It's a show based off of a somewhat, you know, mature show. You know, Dragon Ball isn't a show for kids. Dragon Ball Z isn't a show for kids. And Diama builds off of those two shows. You know, and Dragon Ball Super hasn't happened yet, so it's not based off of Dragon Ball Super. But you kind of understand where I'm going at here, right? It's not a kids show just because they're kids. Alright, the whole goal is that, oh, these guys are really strong, so I wish for them to be kids and for the kids to be babies, so that they're all weaker. And it worked. That's the whole premise, you know? And that's what they did in GT. Emperor Pilaf wishes for Goku to become a child. But you still love that show so much. Oh, well, it's only the one character. Yeah, it's like the one character that you see all the time. Sure, he turns back into an adult when he turns into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but as one of my favorite creators said, you know, GT stands for Goku time, and it's present. Goku is like the main point and the, you know, basically the whole face of Dragon Ball GT. And sure, he is also the face for the other shows too, but it's very much seen in GT. I mean, you only really get to see like 3 characters in the show. Sometimes 4th with being Vegeta, and Gogeta technically, but that's at the end. Alright, it's not the whole goal. Alright, you see Goku, you see Pan, and you see Future Trunks. I guess not Future Trunks, but he looks like Future Trunks. And that would mean that 2 of those main characters are kids. And you just don't have a problem with that either. And you know, I feel like some of the episodes in GT are more childish than the ones in Diamond. I mean, one of them has you being a dentist for a giant to get a Dragon Ball. I mean, I feel like that's very childish. I mean, you haven't really seen that at all in Daima so far. Alright, sure, like, in the 2nd episode, when they turn into kids, you see babies, but they can still talk like how they were before. Just like how the main cast that were adults still talk like adults. They just have the bodies of them as 5-year-olds. Yeah. Also, side rant, why isn't Turtle 5 years old anymore? I mean, when Goku goes to grab the Nyoibo, or the Power Pole, I guess, he looks the same size. Turtle is what I'm talking about. And why? I'm pretty sure that Goku was Turtle's friend. And like the whole wish is that Goku's friends should be turned into, kids. 5 years old to be exact. But Turtle is still however old he was. That just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, done with the rant here. Back on topic. LRNoah doesn't like how Goku took a dump, and maybe that was just a fit of rage. But I would just like to say that, Akira Toriyama is a fantastic gag manga artist / writer that has made poop jokes all the time in the past. I mean, you can just look at Dr. Slump, or even when, Aurelie shows up in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super. The joke is the pokey poop, with the pink poop on the floor. So obviously he doesn't remember those. And sure, like I said before, it could have just been a fit of rage, because at that point in his rant video, he was getting pretty mad for no reason, and I don't know why. But yeah. And also, what's wrong with Ponzi? She's basically just Bulma, but a little more childish. And, obviously not an Earthling. I just don't see the problem with Ponzi. She just seems like a normal, new character that's like, a subtle reference to Bulma. A tech girl that meets Goku. I'm pretty sure there's even a line when we actually get to see Ponzi. And she says something that's like a quote that Bulma says in Dragon Ball. When I think it's when Goku asks Ponzi her name, and Ponzi asks the same question to Goku in return, and makes a comment about Goku's name being weird. Which is a quote in Dragon Ball too. So that even proves my point further, that Ponzi is meant to be like Bulma in a way. But yeah, I just don't see what Noah's problem was here. But it could have just been, like I said before, a bit of an outrage. A fit of rage, for, a better term. And for the last point of this video, we're gonna go over how LRNoah says Dragon Ball Diama is a show for either toddlers or child predators. And then he goes on to use Ponzi as proof because she's an 84-year-old child. So, because Ponzi is an alien, sort of, that's species considers 84 years old a child due to the childlike nature / qualities, that makes the show appeal to toddlers and PDF files. Listen, there will always be people that, will think of these characters in these anime shows in inappropriate ways. And unfortunately, some of them are doing illegal things by interpreting these characters in these inappropriate ways. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to the anime community, because that's a common stereotype that people talk about when they think of anime watchers. That, they're just these fat people that sit in their room all day, that don't have an ounce of sunlight outside, that just watch these shows to make inappropriate comments, or even worse, I've heard of these people asking for pictures of inappropriate things with these characters. Like the Ava Chris Tyson person did that too. And it's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's very unfortunate for the community to have these people also in the community. And it's, while it's unfortunate, it has nothing to do with Diama. And it's definitely not Diama's fault for these people. it's not like every show in the future is going to stop having children in the shows, because that's just dumb. You're not going to stop it because of these creeps watching a show. Alright, so it's not Diama's fault. Diama isn't at fault here for that. But anyway, I think that kind of sums up the video. I just want to thank everybody that listened or watched this video. It was great. I know I haven't uploaded in a long time, but I had fun writing the script for this video, recording this video, and hopefully editing this video too. I don't know when this will go up, but hopefully soon and before December. No hate towards LRNoah. Still go subscribe to him. His link will be in the description below. And yeah. Have a good day, good evening, and good night. Bye. Because Gohan was kind of raised by Goku throughout, like his early years. And did I just say ears? Bruh. For the last point of this video, I forgot to speak.